Welcome back to the Culture Queen channel. My name is Storma, I'm a herbalist, and today we're going to talk about barometric pressure. And people are like, what? How does that have to do with chronic conditions and terminal illnesses? And for people with sickle cell, especially, they're affected by barometric pressure, people with migraine headaches, people with joint problems. A lot of us are affected by pressure changes that we have around us. And what you can do is, one of the key things for me is keeping as warm as possible. There, in another video, I'm going to talk about infrared light or infrared heat as a way for pain management. I'll show you some of my favorite pain management techniques that I use when I'm going through stuff, especially if I'm about to have an attack. That's a big one, so I'll have a whole video on that, so you'll check that out. You can check that out shortly. But anyway, when you're dealing with barometric pressure, depending on what your symptoms are, if you have migraines or whatever, you can feel it coming. You get these auras that just come and get you, and it's really awful. And there's a herb called butterbur that's supposed to be really good for people with that. There's feverfew as well. You have to kind of explore to find different stuff. We can talk about migraines in a different video if that's something you're interested in. But right now, we're gonna make our own barometric pressure barometer. Right? You can make your own. I was watching. There was an amazing TV show. It was a historian and two anthropologists, and they made this TV show. They had like the wartime farm, the Edwardian farm, they had the Victorian farm, and it was in the Victorian farm where they showed how to make a barometric pressure barometer. I was like, oh, my inner nerd went insane for that. I was like, yes, because then you can kind of predict your day. Like usually I can look outside and I can tell, right? There's like big puffy clouds and then there's like blue sky and it's windy and I'm like, oh, joints, I'm melting. You know that feeling, right? I get it in my joints and sometimes it can trigger sickle cell. So yeah, so I know to bundle up, I know to keep warm, I know to drink lots and lots of water, I know to keep salt on kind of lower salt. You can try different things for it, but if you can, jump into a hot bath. If you have a sauna nearby, or you have an infrared sauna or infrared technology, infrared mats and things, those are really good for barometric pressure as long as you heat up slowly. Don't jump in like super hot, like just ease in there, because that actually can trigger stuff, make you feel worse. So just know your limits. But anyway, voila. As you can see, I have two bottles. You need two containers, one that can fit flush onto another. Now this isn't the best bottle because it's a bit roly-poly. But then, yeah, okay, so here you go. So it'll be like this, and I'll put some either you can put food coloring or dye or ink or something into this jar. And then when the pressure changes, the water will sneak up, and you'll be like, oh, that's so weird. Why would don't ask me how or why, but it works every time. It's the strangest thing on the planet. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see it happen right away because we don't have any big pressure changes right now. This is just, you can use food coloring, you can use, this is just a little bit of ink because I didn't have any food coloring, because food coloring is bad for you and you shouldn't be eating it. Like stir it up, ew, gross, I'm using a pen, but whatever. We're not drinking this. We're gonna put it on top like so. La, la, la. And then when the pressure changes, it will rise up. Oh, just a little bit. It won't go all the way up, obviously, but it'll go a little higher, and then you'll know ahead of time, like, oh shoot, the pressure is about to change. So yeah, if you got kids, you bundle them up. If they got sickle cell or other chronic conditions, or you've got a terminal illness or whatever, you're going to be affected by it. Or you got migraine headaches, and then it could be an aura day, right? You just make sure that you're on your shit, to make sure that you look after yourself. But yeah, it's really interesting. And so you just leave it there. I just leave it somewhere out of the way. Make sure the cat or the dog or the little kids don't mess with it and knock it over and cause a big mess on a beautiful white carpet. This will be terrible. So put it somewhere out of the way where it won't be messed with, and you have your own barometric pressure Barometer. And you didn't have to pay like $50 at Amazon for it. So you can get one too. Like those are fine too if you want to know all the scientific, like how far, much blah, blah, blah. This is just a great go-to, right? When you know, yeah, my kids are going to be cold, bundle them up, or they're going to be feeling weird, or you're going to be feeling weird, or the patient that you're taking care of. If you're a caregiver. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like and subscribe. Come to the Culture Queen. You could have been on any channel and you chose to come and visit me, and I really appreciate that. I really do, and I really do appreciate all of your good energy. We need that in this world. I will see you in the next video.